Hey y'all, I know it's been a while since I've done a video. Kind of just been dealing with life, and getting some things in order regarding my children, regarding the narc, of course, and just trying to get some things put in order so that my life can go the way that it's supposed to go, and focusing on God and myself too, like I've been trying to focus more on focusing on me and practicing putting myself a priority and God as a priority instead of the narc, because for 15, 16 years, that's all I've done was put the narc first, focus on the narc, make the narc a priority. And I'm now practicing the opposite. I'm practicing putting myself first, putting God first, making me and God a priority and my children a priority. And focusing on what type of career I could have moving forward with the current job I have, and just really focusing on me and my life. So I apologize for not doing the video for so long. It's probably been about a good month, maybe a month and a half since I've done a video, roughly. But I'm back now. I hope everyone is doing okay. For those of you who are still in a relationship with the narcissist, who's living with one still, keep hope alive, because God will provide a way and an opportunity for you to leave and to get out and to get away and to get to safety, and how to have and lead a normal, happy, healthy life. And one thing that I can say for sure is, since I've been separated from the narc and living my own life, things have gotten better, things have gotten easier. From an emotional and psychological standpoint, things got harder in the very beginning, but things are slowly starting to smoothen out and starting to begin to feel better and become easier for me. I do have my up and down days still. Some days I feel like I'm on top of the world. Other days I feel like crap. Some days I feel very confident, and other days not so confident. I know and understand that right now, in this current time of my life, I'm still in a very vulnerable state. I am still not done healing. I am still working on myself, still working on my healing journey, still trying to remain confident and strong moving forward. And I'm going to be patient and allow God to bring that right person back into my life. And one thing that, the woman that raised me shared with me, she said, do not allow these men to suck up all your youth. Find you somebody else that you deserve to be with and that deserves to be with you. Find you someone who's going to treat you better, who's going to appreciate you. Find you someone who's going to add to you. And she said, just live your life. Don't be out here looking. God don't want you to be out here looking. God has already assigned the person to you. You just have to live your life and allow destiny to take place and do its thing, Allow fate to do its thing. The person that is for you will come along. The person that is for you will enter into your life. Just don't be looking for it. Just live your life, and God will bring that person along. But if you go looking for it, you're going to miss it. So I thought about it. I was like, you know what? She's absolutely right. So y'all, don't go looking for the person that you believe that God has for you. Just let God bring the person to you. Because when you go looking, that's when you miss the mark and you end up being with the wrong person again. Trust God and know that He knows what He's doing. Even when you don't understand it, even when it don't make sense to you, even when things look bleak, trust God. Your only insurance is trusting Him. Your only insurance is allowing Him to do what He does best. And we have to get out of our own way and stop messing things up for our own selves. And we have to stop thinking that we have it all figured out and that we know it all and we know everything. And we have to stop thinking that we know more than what God knows. And we also have to stop thinking that we can do better than God, because we can't. All we do is mess things up for ourselves, including the narcissist. So, I'm going to tell the truth and share some things with y'all. Like the narc tried to, he tried to pull me back into his web and suck me right on back in. And for a minute I was going for it, but now I'm just like, you know what? Something in my mind is reminding me that, I'm doing good. Why allow that to be ruined? I'm doing good. Why go backwards? One thing that the devil is good at doing, and one thing that the narcissist is good at doing, is manipulating you into believing and thinking that this person has changed, that this person is going to be different, that this person is going to be better, but they're not. It's a lie. It's a lie that sounds and seems so believable that it's easy to fall into the trap. It's easy to get sidetracked. It's easy to forget what this person has done to you, and it's easy to forget what this person is capable of, and it's easy to lose sight of the whole overall bigger picture. So always keep in mind that you have to stay in your lane. When you're dealing with a narcissist, you have to stay in your lane and always remember what's most important, and don't forget what's been done to you. Don't forget what these people are capable of, because they will push you into a hole, and then they will reach out to you to pull you out of that hole, but you will quickly forget that they were the ones that created that hole for you to fall in. So don't be that person that forgets who pushed you into that hole. And when I say this, I'm talking about me too. It's so easy to fall into these traps, guys. It's so easy to get sidetracked, but it is so hard to stay on course, to stay on a straight and narrow path, to stay in your lane, and to not get distracted. It's hard to do that. The one thing I will advise you all to do who's going through this, including me, is pray, talk to God. I had a long conversation with God just the other day about the things I'm looking for him to do for me, about where I need him and how my mind understands how I need him, and the things that I know I'm struggling with and the things that I know I need help with. Be truthful about your struggles and talk to God. Tell him about it. The only friend you really have in this life is God, honestly. It's not your children, it's not your parents, it's not your loved ones, it's not your friends, it's not your coworkers, it's not your best friend from 3rd grade, it's God. Man will disappoint you every time. God will not disappoint you. And I know some people think, well, how come God lets us suffer? How come God lets things happen to us? The truth is, guys, when we made the decision to be humans here on this earth, we were first souls and spirits in heaven. And we chose to come down here. We chose to take on this challenge. Little do we know, we made the choice to come down here and take on the challenge of living on earth. And we thought that we knew that we could handle this, and we get down here and we realize, gosh, no, I really cannot handle it. And the reason why we don't remember being spirits and souls in heaven is because the veil was put over our eyes. Our memory was taken away from us the moment that we were born as humans. The moment that we became humans, that memory was wiped away from us. So it's going to seem like, oh, we were never souls and spirits in heaven. We were, before we became human beings. A lot of people don't know this. But since we took on the challenge to come down here and live on this earth and be humans, these are the things that we have to be willing to accept, that we are not born into perfect families. I can guarantee you each and every one of us were born into shit families, even the ones who are rich. The difference between us and them is that they're just financially fortunate. They have more tools to get certain things done in their life when it comes to material value and to finer and better things. They have the tools necessary to live a comfortable life. Whereas the rest of us, we just don't have enough tools to live that same type of lifestyle or to live a comfortable life. But we were all born into shit families. The thing about it is, the ball is in your court and my court and our court to make the best of it. If you read about Justin Bieber's life, if you read about Selena Quintanilla, who was killed, her life, if you read about Beyonce's life, if you read about Michael Jackson's life, if you read about Whitney Houston's life, if you read about Corey Pritchett, one of the famous YouTubers on YouTube, learn about his life. If you learn about the Prince family, the Damien, if you learn about his life, I guarantee you every single person, and Damien is also another famous YouTuber, if you learn about CJ So Cool, if you learn about his life, he's another famous YouTuber. If you learn about all these famous people that I just brought up to you, right? If you look into their lives, look into the story of their life, I promise you $1 million. I can bet you $1 million that every single person I just named all had families that they were born into that were shit families, okay? The life was not perfect. They were not born with silver spoons in their mouth. They had it hard. They had it rough. They had to work hard to get to where they were in their lives before they passed away. And the ones who are still living, they had to work extremely hard to get to where they are right now in their lives. There is no such thing as a perfect family. There is no such thing as a perfect life, okay? You have to make the best of what you have. Make the best of what God gave you. You cannot mope around here saying, oh, my life sucks. Okay, your life sucks. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to make a difference? Are you going to make a change? Or are you just going to sit around and cry and complain about it? Or are you just going to figure out how to make it better? And when I say these things, you guys, I'm talking about me too. This all applies to me too. And right now as we speak, I am actively putting one foot in front of the other, and I am doing things to make my life better. I am doing things to solve my problems. The one thing that I have the challenge with is patience. I'm very impatient, and I have to learn and understand that things are not going to happen fast, but they will happen for me the way they're supposed to happen. But they're not going to just happen at the snap of a finger the way that I want it to. But it will happen. God is blessing me. Things are coming. God has so much in store for me, and I have to be patient enough to see it through. You guys have to see it through. Do not take your life. Do not commit suicide. Do not have this devil having you believe. Don't allow this devil to have you to believe that you're not worth it, that your life means nothing, that you are not somebody, that you are not worth living, that you are not worth being with. I promise you, you are somebody. You are worth it. Somebody out there is for you. And like they say, what's one man's trash is another man's treasure. And you better believe it. If that man don't want you, forget him. God got somebody else better. As a matter of fact, God didn't want you to be with him or her anyway. Same thing for the men that's dealing with these women. If that woman don't want you, forget her. She ain't for you anyway. God didn't want you to be with her anyway. But don't be out here taking your life and cutting your body up and getting on drugs, and don't do it. Your life is so much more and so much more worth than what you're thinking right now. Don't allow your depression and the slump that you in have you believing that you're not worth it. Have you believing that there's nothing more to your life. Have you believing that you don't have anything else to live for. It's not true. It's a lie. Those are lies that the devil tell you and I so that he can get us to take our life. Do you guys know that the greatest gift that God gave us was our life? Don't take it. You don't have the right to do that. You don't have the right to take your life. So don't allow the narcissist to ruin you so bad that you just think, oh, I'm just going to check out. No, you're not done. Your journey is not over. God, there's more. There's so much more for you to live for. And it's not true that nobody loves you. There's a lot of people that love you. They just haven't done the greatest job of showing it. And then some of them don't know how to show you that they love you. But there's people out there that really do love you. If you are a parent, think about your kids. Think about how much you would be hurting your children if you were to take your life. If you are somebody's child, somebody's sibling, somebody's cousin, think about who you would be hurting if you were to take your life. The reason why people don't do the greatest job of showing you how much they care and how much they love you is because they weren't taught the proper way to love. They were not taught the proper way to care. They were not taught the proper way to be. It took me so long to realize that. It took me so long to understand it. I had to go through what I went through with the narc and so many other narcissists in my life to learn and understand that people were just not properly taught how to be. And that's just the honest to God truth. No, it does not excuse their behavior. No, it does not make it right, but those are the facts. And we have to learn how to date, learn how to love, learn how to treat people, learn how to respect each other, learn how to tell the truth and why it's important to tell the truth. Learn how to love yourself, learn how to put God first, and why you must do all these things. And that's the problem with a lot of us. A lot of us down here on this earth, a lot of us are just lost, okay? People got to find their way. And when people are lost and they haven't found their way and they don't know how to find their way, they negatively impact and affect others. And you have all these narcissistic relationships being bloomed and blossoming, and they're affecting people, and it's spreading like a virus. You know when they say hurt people? Well, yeah. All of this hurt and pain is just being spread like a virus, like a pandemic, like COVID. The reality is we are sick with the COVID of narcissism, sick with the COVID of narcissistic relationships, sick with the COVID of narcissistic abuse. And we got to get ourselves out of it. It is a lethal and deadly drug. It's very addictive. It's not the abuse you're addicted to. It's the addiction of chasing somebody to love you, chasing somebody to give you attention, chasing someone to give you validation. Validation is one of the main things we seek as human beings, but we are seeking validation from the wrong source. We are seeking validation from each other, but not from God. And that's where we get into trouble, is we have to start seeking validation from God, not from each other, because God's word says that man will disappoint you. So don't look to man, look to God. God's word says it. Look for the scriptures. The scripture says it. We are not supposed to look to man for things. We're supposed to look to God for things. God says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. So the first thing that we are doing wrong is we're looking to each other. We're looking to things and man for support and for validation and for love and all that, when we should be looking to God for those things. We're doing the very thing that God tells us not to do, and we're searching for the very things from each other that only God can give us. Well, I love y'all. Y'all stay strong. We got to stand together and fight this narc together. We got to know who our enemy is, because if we don't know who our enemy is, then we can never beat him. So since we know who this narc is, we now have the advantage of being able to beat this narc. I love y'all. Y'all take care, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace and blessings to you all. Later.